Love chatting about spiritual awakening? Want to learn more about connecting with source energy and allowing the universe to act on your behalf? Well, grab a beverage and welcome in the weekend with Lindsay every Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. on her show, Card Pulls and Coffee, as she channels messages from the divine realm or chats with a guest. Lindsay is a mindset coach, intuitive channel, and energy clearing practitioner. If you're feeling stagnant, overwhelmed, or full of self-doubt, Lindsay will guide you to come back to remembering who you really are. Join Lindsay here on WLFE DB Radio.
Hello, hello, Card Pulls and Coffee. Welcome to the show tonight. My name is Lindsay Amico. For anyone that does not know me, I am an intuitive channel, a mindset coach, the founder of Picture Perfect Mind. I'm a spiral practitioner, and I am currently in Ocean City, Maryland with my wonderful mother and sister. And you never know, maybe they will make a guest appearance on the show. So say hello as you're hopping on tonight. We have this beautiful background here. I was going to sit outside, but it's actually a bit rainy, so we'll have to make do with this. So thank you to always for WLFE DB for hosting my show. You can like them on Facebook or go to WLFE-DB.com and view all of the shows. There's a variety of wonderful shows. All of them are great. There's spooky shows. There's LGBTQ positive shows. There's so much to explore. Very grateful to have this channel. So, what are we going to talk about today? This is definitely one of those moments when I am going into a deeper surrender with Source in terms of the show. I was going back and forth a bit to try to figure out if I should do the show this week. I had missed 2 weeks in Costa Rica, lucky enough to go to Costa Rica and experience all of the magic and beauty that that had to offer. And just a couple weeks later, I'm now in Ocean City. So it was a really amazing problem to have. But I felt like even though I don't have a guest set up this week, whenever I show up, things come through that are meant to be heard by someone who just happens to be scrolling through Facebook. Maybe you watch the show often, but whenever I show up, things are shared that you are intended to hear in this moment. So if you're hopping on, say hi in the comments. Let me know you're here. And let me know if you would like a card pull tonight. My goal in life that I'm always coming back to is helping people to feel better, is helping people to feel better internally, to be able to move through blockages, protection mechanisms, limiting belief stories, ego stories, just move through them in ways that are as soothing and comforting as possible, so that you may reconnect back to your truth. All of those things that we all face internally are illusionary. They are illusions, but they are so strong. And when they're on repeat for so long in our lives, they become our reality. So I'm here tonight for you. If you would like to share a problem, of course, go ahead in the comments or just say, I really need some guidance from Source tonight. I really need a card pull. I really need some love. Maybe you need a hug from the universe. Something that I have been really contemplating recently is, let me make sure I know her name before I share this. There is a hypnosis practitioner, and I've been coming across her on YouTube recently. Please hold for a moment while I find her name. Hold, please. Dolores Cannon. So, absolutely fascinating person, has written countless books on hypnosis, and essentially I've been really being drawn to hypnosis more and more recently. It might be a modality that I begin to explore because I'm just fascinated with the subconscious mind. But she really spent her career hypnotizing and interviewing individuals about past lives and about really even alternate realities and why they are here right now, why they came here, why their soul is here on this planet right now. And the really number one thing that she was talking about was there's these volunteers. So essentially when we come to Earth, say hi as you're hopping on, let me know if you want a card pull. When we come to Earth, we are incredibly brave. We may have lived previous lives. We may be star seeds and we've been to different planets. We may be a very old soul. It doesn't really matter. But when you come to Earth, because of the density of the vibration of the planet Earth, you are incredibly brave. So that is something I really want you to know. And maybe that's the one thing you take away from stumbling across this radio show tonight, is how brave you are. You essentially volunteered to come to one of the lowest vibrational planets, the densest, the heaviest planet, so that you could come and elevate as many souls as you possibly could into enlightenment. Now, when I say that, I don't mean you need to be a spiritual teacher. If you are, fabulous. If you're not, great. Hi, Anne. Hello, hello. And yes, there's someone else that said hi. My StreamYard's being a little funny, so I apologize for not being able to. It comes up like this. Let me show you. So Facebook user, let me know who you are. Sorry for the inconvenience with that. Hi, Anne. How are you doing? How is the babe? She is absolutely adorable. So, so adorable. Anne is a new mom to a beautiful baby girl. I want to know how you're doing. So, okay, so I see Anne. So just let me know, Facebook user, who you are. I want you to know. Oh, Carla. Hi, Carla. So good to see you. So you came to Earth at this time to volunteer, to elevate others. Now, and just for more information on this, look up Dolores Cannon, and she has great YouTube videos. She's older. She's had an amazing career, just really cool stuff. And she talks about how we essentially came here to volunteer to elevate humanity. When she asks people through his hypnosis why they're here, they say, this is the time to be here. This is the time to be here. This is the time where the planet is basically stepping into this new level of consciousness, and the goal is to bring as many people as possible. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean people aren't saved if they're not raised into consciousness. It's all up to us. The really interesting thing that she talks about, and you guys know I like maybe you don't know, but here's the thing. I like to talk about things through the context of different teachers and their opinions and their learnings. So for example, if I'm talking about Abraham Hicks, I'll talk about things through the lens of what Abraham believes. If I'm talking about Dolores, I'll talk about her. If I'm talking about Jen Sincero or Gabby Bernstein or the Dalai Lama, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll specify who I'm talking about, not that it's absolute truth, that it's from their perspective. And everything we talk about, including what I say, is a lens. So I always encourage you to see what sparks your interest and follow that. Follow that breadcrumb trail to learn more. She talks about how the soul gets to choose what cycles and lessons we relearn and how long to stay here. And it's almost like graduating school. So you can stay in the second grade and go through the same lessons, or you can elevate and learn. And so essentially we're here to bring more people into creative consciousness. And I don't care what you do, whether you're healer of some kind, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a friend, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, what profession you do, if you're an engineer, if you write poetry, if you're an artist. My role here is to allow you to see your magnificence, to allow you to experience your essence of who you are, have been, and always will be, because the ego mind and the limiting beliefs that we all go through will tell us we're nothing special. Will tell us that there's so many barriers and so many obstacles, and that we are somehow different, but not in a good way, different in a lesser way, that we somehow can't figure it out, that it's too late for us, so on and so forth. And I want you to know that that is a part of the human experience, but that is not what you should ultimately allow your future to be dictated by. And even though we feel that at times, and we will, and it's never going to be perfect, I want you to know how magnificent you truly are. And one of the things that I really love about the work that I do is just seeing, whether I'm pulling a card for you or having a session with you or having a conversation with you, seeing your brilliant light. And the most spectacular thing is that somehow we are all part of source consciousness, but we all bring something different to the table, which is amazing. And says, good, tired, and so very much in love. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. Yes, I will pull you a card now. Let's see what source has to say. So we have Anne and Carla. I'm feeling these Sacred Rebel cards right now because I don't have a guest and I'm just going to be chit-chatting. But these cards go into really, really a good amount of depth in terms like a whole one card. But I love the, what would it be, explanation, description, however you want to put it. They're pretty amazing. They are the Sacred Rebels Oracle. Hi, Jess.
Hey.
Jess got some stuff for us for tonight. We're going to make grapefruit crushes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, queen.
Yes, queen. Well, let me know, like, as I was talking about the Dolores stuff, I keep thinking of Dolores Umbridge for anyone that's read Harry Potter. What I keep thinking. She's a bad character in the book, so it's not the same Dolores. Does anyone feel a connection to that? Is there, do you truly feel like you came to Earth to have an impact, to complete something, to elevate others, to make a difference, to live your fullest passion? Let me know. So for Anne, Say hi as you're hopping on. Let me know if you'd like a message tonight. You agree, Anne? Yeah, I know you do, because this is what you do. Okay. Going beyond normal. So when I see this card, actually it reminds me, Jess posted something on Word to Your Mantra today where she posted, don't be afraid to be weird. And when I see this card, it means going beyond the mundane, but what is the word I'm looking for? The normal path, it's going to say in the description, but it goes beyond. For example, we were told to go to college and get a 4-year degree. Is there anything wrong with getting a 4-year degree? No, but perhaps there is when you go into it as a 17 or 18-year-old and you didn't feel like you had another choice. Evolving beyond what the expectations are in life. Really choosing a path that doesn't fit in totally, choosing a path that explores creative opportunities and plays with possibilities. So I'm going to read the description of this card. And for anyone else that's seeing this right now, that's listening, this is also for you. I believe that whatever cards I end up pulling on this show, of course, they're for the individual, but if you're just happening to pop by, there's something here for you that Spirit wants you to really pay attention to. On the path of life, there are deciding moments where we can choose to go with the mainstream, or we can dare to take a bolder, more authentic and trusting way, even if it seems riskier or less safe. To rely solely on logic and science without incorporating the mysterious and magical is a recipe for an existence that is far too dry. The sacred rebel within our hearts will always choose a juicier approach to life. You are currently approaching such a choice point. You could say that the choice is about balance. So it's less about choosing either art or science. It's not about one or the other. And more about integrating all approaches so you can enhance rather than hinder your life journey. Placing science above all else kills off the rebellious heart. Steadfastly relying on logic and proof will suffocate the soul. Basing decisions on limiting factors with an imbalanced measure of success is unnecessarily limiting. This approach prevents us from living freely, spontaneously, and with trust so that we can rebel against the need for things to go strictly according to plan. How often does the ego say, we're too old, it's too late, we failed at that already? It's all the stories that have been ingrained within us. And I know I talk about this all the time, but this is really my bread and butter. And the reason why it is because it shows up so strongly in my life. Like when will take money, for example, right now. That's a topic I think that many of us can relate to. And say hi as you're hopping on. Let me know if you want a card pull. When we see a part of our lives, such as money or career, whatever it is, it can be anything, and you see the outcome in your life, and maybe you don't really like the outcome right now, and there's a story that goes along with that. There's, you see the outcome in the world and your ego explains it, right? When your ego explains the outcome in the world and it's finding the evidence for why this is the case, it seems to be protecting you, right? It seems to be like, well, you should try harder or you need to do this differently. But what it's really doing is continuing to write the story in your life. And until you can bring awareness and full acceptance to the current story in your life, you can't change it. So please do not be hard on yourself that this is coming up, because here's my thing. No matter what we decide and overcome, no matter what we feel like we're successful for in life, and we reach that next level and we reach that next step, and it's like, hell yes, there's always going to be another story to overcome. There's always going to be another level of learning, another level of discovery. Maybe you feel like you've been set back a few paces or something, right? Like there's always something new, and that is life. So the only thing here is we are not saying don't have the ego thoughts. That's not possible. We are saying acknowledge and awareness and bringing in observing so that we can actually have the choice to change it. So that we can have the choice to tell a new story. Good evening, Lindsay. Hello, Facebook user. Just let me know your name because for some reason StreamYard's being funny and not showing everyone's name. So just let me know. I'd be happy to pull you a card. So Anne, let me know if that resonates at all, but it doesn't need to be money. It's whatever. But this card is saying we're not just looking for the proof. We're not looking for the perfect plan. And I know that your coaching so much revolves around that, the gremlins. There is a time and a place for logic, strategy, planning, and measurable outcomes, of course. These are not bad tools, but we must be vigilant not to worship them, for they will squash our creativity. Intuition, the divine feminine, feelings, the things you know without really knowing how you know them. To remain rebellious, we must not sacrifice the art of emotion, instinct, passion, and intuition. On the other hand, gardening and art do provide us with a plan, it's just more loosely held. This plan still requires us to set aside time, prepare certain tools. However, there's a healthy dose of organic flow, responsiveness, and trust in the creative process of bringing something to life. This leads to the cultivation of the most beautiful, abundant, and successful garden. You're being asked to stay open to the intuitive approach in your life, your work, your creativity, as well as your spiritual journey. The intuitive approach can be likened to the method of the gardener or the artist. There's a sense of what might work where a loose or even a detailed plan, but how the plan is carried out will depend on and respond to the flow of the surroundings. So it's changeable, it's moldable. There is no need to control the situation, but rather a desire to nurture an idea to fruition. You may have pressures around you from the world or your own conditioned nature to do things according to the rules or a mainstream view. However, sometimes the best plan is to do what intuitively feels truthful in the moment and to trust you are being led towards your own growth. Adopting this approach means you have to do far less planning and far more living. This is definitely, I did some card pulls for my mom and my sister today, and my sister did one for me. And every single one of our readings, one of the main things was honor your emotions, listen to your emotions, listen to your intuition. It involves a willingness to be led by nature instead of trying to control the powerful force of life, which is a bit like trying to put the ocean in the teacup. It is far more intelligent to allow the ocean to be the ocean and to learn to swim in it. Here's another example, of course. I'm at the ocean right now in Ocean City, Maryland, and we went in the ocean yesterday. Today was rainy. And I was going into the ocean and kind of hopping over the waves, and my body was so cold. It was like that shock, right? Like you're going into the ocean. It's like the wave hits you. You're like, oh my God. And I was pushing forward. And there was this voice in my head that was like, don't worry about the cold. Yeah, it stings right now. Yeah, it's not super comfortable, but it's going to be totally worth it. You can't control the ocean. You can't control the duration of the waves. You can't control the temperature of the water. Here's what you can do. You can control whether you continue to go into the ocean or not. You can connect to your intuition and trust, step out of the ocean if you need to, continue to move forward. You can't control the ocean. So, hey, buddy, I'm thinking that might be Jess. Let me know if that's Jess. Yeah, that's me. Hi, beautiful. Yes, I could use a card right now. Please and thank you. Hello, hello. I should like be guessing who these people are. I'm feeling like that's Melody. Let's see here, my loves. I'm gonna try to hop on my Facebook page and see who's commenting here. Oh, that is Melody. Yay. Okay, can definitely do a card pull from Melody. Sorry for my tough technical difficulties. So I have Melody and I have Carla, and I have one mystery user that I could probably figure out is Unwrack Your Fear. Okay. So this oracle brings you some guidance, Anne, and anyone else, because remember, all of these cards are for everyone. You are moving outside of the plan. You are living on the border of what is socially accepted. This is good. This is fringe dwelling freedom. Others might not see this about you straight away, but this secret eccentric streak is just waiting to show itself. And maybe you are an out and proud fringe dweller. Either way, this oracle brings you the message you now have a chance to live from the heart more deeply and expressively than ever before. It wants you to realize that this is a legitimate, empowered, and creative way to live that honors all of who you are. You can give up forcing or squashing yourself down into the very limited set of desirable qualities like intellect and control. Here's the example. Sometimes I'm like, Lindsay, what are you doing? And I'm like, why are we doing our own business? And this isn't working, or, you know, whatever it is. And I'm like, you know what? Like, we should just go back, get a job. Like, it's so much easier. It's such a more standard idea of success. And always my guides are like, no. But my ego's like, Lindsay, this is going to make us feel better. Maybe it would make us feel better in the meantime. But the second we started working that job, it wouldn't feel aligned with the emotional intuition. If you are yet to relate to this consciously, here's the further message. You are breaking with tradition. Perhaps not entirely, but at least in a way that is meaningful to you. So have courage in your convictions and faith. This will help you and inspire others around you to step out of fear and live more freely and lovingly, which I know for sure that is your coaching to a T, stepping out of fear. You are not necessarily meant to abandon logic and intellect. You are to use them to serve the desires of your heart rather than to replace its naturally spontaneous and truthful nature with controlled planning and narrow strategy. It's time to get a bit wild and let nature take its course. So, for anyone that feels like you align with this message in any way, shape, or form, do me a favor and repeat after me, either out loud or internally. I now call on unconditional love and ask for the blessings of the heart to be witnessed and sanctioned by the great universal creator, so that I may rise above small-mindedness and use the best of what human culture has to offer in service to love. Through my own free will, so be it. So, Anne, not sure how that is sitting with you, but if your ego has been throwing any BS at you recently and you're telling yourself, you know, maybe I should be doing this or that or something more traditional, or, you know, listen, of course, to what's coming through, but ultimately connect back to the emotional response, the emotional intuitive response. Patty Ann, absolutely. Okay, so next we have Carla. Then we will do Patty Ann, and then we will do Melody. Okay, so anyone that's hopping on, let me know. Okay, Carla. Okie dokie. So we received the Sacred Fool, and it's a little risque. I don't know if Facebook would like me to show this, but we'll just do that. And I love the Fool card in the traditional tarot deck. So we'll see what this message entails. The traditional Fool card is new beginnings, taking the leap of faith, not really knowing exactly how things are going to turn out, but saying to the universe, okay, I hear you, and I'm going to trust my intuition and take that leap, despite not really having everything in place, despite not knowing what's to come, what each step is. So that's for Carla. The Fool is a great rebel, able to thwart convention and tell the truth without restraint. Your heart is a wonderful, powerful, sacred Fool. It cares not for the right way to do things. It cares not for what the mind says is real and not real. It lives according to an inner wisdom that cannot be dictated to or controlled by anything. It loves, it lives, and it is what it is. This goes right back to the original message that we received for Anne. It's stop trying to be controlled or to live by convention when it doesn't feel good intuitively. Don't let others tell you what to do when ultimately over and over again you don't feel like their method is the way that's leading you to happiness. It doesn't mean you can't ask for advice. It just means if it's not aligning with your intuition and it doesn't make you feel good, stop. It's not your path. And I know many of us deal with this with many people that are close to us in our lives because we want to give advice, but especially for parents or family members, all of us hold different values. This helped me a lot to learn this, that the parents' values for the children are going to be different. So let's say you're great at science. You love science and logic, but you grew up in a family that was very artistic. They're not going to value your intellect as much, but if you were a wonderful artist, they would hold you at this level, right? It's not just about parents, it's about everyone that comes into your life. Let's say you hire someone to help you with your email. You're going to value their ability to stay organized and get through your email. So everyone values different things. Some people value someone who can keep the space clean. Some people value someone who can have amazing philosophical conversations. Everyone is worthy and valuable. We all bring different values to the table, right? And we can develop different skills, but inherently, you know you are valuable no matter what. This heralds a time when you will feel inspired, alive, and passionate for what you can offer to the world. It says don't try to be appropriate. Don't try to be socially acceptable and worry about what others may think about what you're doing. The sacred Fool in you is willing to leave behind what has been because it no longer feels right to stay attached to it. It's like in order to receive more, we have to release. The sacred Fool in you trusts life completely. It would never occur to this part of you to try to outsmart life or source or resist the flow. That's the ego. It recognizes the mind is a monkey puppet on strings. More often than not, is cajoled into fear when it could be playfully dwelling in the radical spontaneity of life. So the sacred Fool in you urges your mind to let itself be pulled into joy by your heartstrings, not into fear and doubt by the controlling machines of the mass media. This is another example. It's not that we can never watch the news or anything that's going on, but is it making me feel good? And if it's making you feel like crap, turn it off or limit it. This oracle brings you a message. It's time for you to play. It's time for you to play. Whatever came to mind for you when I said that, Carla, and or anyone else that's watching, do that. Is it dance? Is it painting? Is it walking? Is it working out? Is it playing board games? Is it playing with your children? Is it going on vacation? Is it skipping? It's time for you to let life happen in a completely unreserved and unscripted way. The more bizarre, unexpected, and ridiculous, the better. This might not feel safe, and that's okay. This is good, actually. It's a sign you're breaking from your own self-imposed conventions. It's time for you to move beyond them because a bigger life adventure is calling to you, and this is wonderful news. It is the desire of life to operate more radically through you so you can become the conduit through which miracles and crazy, wild synchronicity can occur. The ego, the analytical mind that we all have, tells us, okay, do this, and then this is going to happen. Source, universe, wants us to follow joy, and then the synchronicities get to happen. The synchronicities are not controlled. That is the most difficult part, I think, of being human, because it's like we want the steps, and then we're like, wait a second, that didn't turn out how we thought it would. It's the desire of life to operate more radically through you so you become the conduit. You are becoming more electric. You are more plugged into the randomness of life. The sacred fool goes with this without having to understand any of it. As you take this journey, you may find people around you are challenged. So your intuition is all of a sudden like, ooh, this feels good. I'm lit up. People around you might not be on the same vibrational frequency. I know this was happening for me a lot during my original kind of, I guess, spiritual awakening. I was trying to get everyone around me to understand it. And I 100% have activated other people through my spiritual awakening. But the biggest thing is here, I always say to myself, you can share. But if someone doesn't receive it back to you, it's not about you and it's not even about them. It's just that you're not on the same frequency at the moment. And that's okay. They don't need to understand it. They don't. Yes, mutual respect is amazing, but when something feels good to you, you don't need to get anyone else to understand it. You might even unintentionally cause them to rethink their lives. They may question whether the way they're living is the only way, and at first they may react rather than take responsibility. If you find yourself making choices that have others questioning your sanity, you're right on course. You may feel you're quite possibly going insane, but you're not crazy. You're just approaching enlightened awareness. There is a moment when we wake up to life, shed our attachment to the mass opinion, and float in a completely different state of being. We might find that no one is really able to understand or connect with us to the point that we question ourselves. And stay with it. It's going to pass. If you feel, let me know if this resonates at all. It can be like a broader thing that you're going through, like a bigger awakening, or it could be something small that you relate to in this. You will eventually see you're becoming sane in an insane world. The tables will turn and you will gain great inner freedom and creative juice. Stay on your path. Stay on the journey. Remember to take nothing too seriously, and it will all work out perfectly. So here's your healing process. Repeat after me, or repeat internally, or go back and watch this and repeat later. I call on the sacred fool of unconditional love. Please help me access your lightness of spirit, your wisdom, and your ability to exist in the heart of truth. To be powerful without becoming attached to or obsessed by power. I honor your vision. May I see and know so truly and be free. I choose of my own free will to give myself absolute permission to just be myself now and always, even if that means our self changes, or maybe we don't know exactly who we are. Through unconditional love, mercy, and compassion, so be it. And imagine any invisible chains or shackles are falling away from you. Let me know how that sits with you, Carla, or if anyone else resonated with that. Comment, let me know. I'm a generator in human design, and one of the things I love is interaction. I can respond to you, so comment, even if your name isn't coming through. Let me know how that sat. Let me know what you related to. So I'm going to do a quick commercial break for WLFE-DB, and I will be right back. For anyone that's not a part of my free Facebook group, join Rock Your Fear, and of course, like Picture Perfect Mind, stay in touch. I offer so many different kinds of services for whatever you are experiencing in your life. I will hold you compassionately and allow you to be guided so you can come back to who you are, have been, and always will be.
WLFE-DB.com, where you can find vodcast shows, podcasts, and more. So go check out WLFE-DB.com, where talk radio is a whole lot better. Our shows are your shows, and that there makes for a great talk radio.
WLFE-DB Radio is on Spotify with all its great shows like Across the Pond, Inside the Drag Closet, Step into the Paranormal, Just Cindy, Where's My Sage, Unfiltered Talks with Bryce, Metal Mayhem ROC, Paratalk Radio, Real Talk with Dom, and more. So download the Spotify app today to stay connected to all your WLFE-DB radio shows.
Join us at WLFE-DB.com for upcoming shows and so much more. Like and follow us on Facebook at WLFE-DB Radio.
Well, hello there, kids! Have you started watching Inside the Drag Closet, the interactive vodcast where we talk about all things drag? And some things that aren't? Well, you should! You can join us every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WLFE-DB Radio. We hope to see you then. See you, kids!
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Brie, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Merch? Did someone say merch? Oh, yeah. Life just got sweeter now that WLFE-DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab, and bam, there you go. You're listening to WLFE-DB Radio. Now back to our program.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to Card Pulls and Coffee. Thank you so much for watching tonight, my friends. So let's see here. I am going to do Melody next, and then I will do a card for Patty Ann. If there's anyone else that's on, let me know. I'm probably going to go to around 8 o'clock tonight. But I'm just really feeling these longer, more in-depth messages because I know that whoever is listening or happens to re-listen is going to receive the message that they're intended to receive. I just know. Versus if I just pick, for example, I have animal cards right now, and not that those aren't powerful, but these ones just go so deep. So Melody. What is Melody? Know tonight, source, spirit, angels, universe. Okay. We got Against the Grain. Oh, I hope Facebook doesn't block me for showing these risque photos. That happened the other day for me with TikTok. I did so if anyone has TikTok, you can follow me. It's just Picture Perfect Mind. And I did like a 3-card pull. They thought I was posting naked things and I was not. So it was just my cards. Sassy cards. Okay. Against the grain. I get this card a lot, and you would think it's like, ooh, you're going against the grain and you need to go with the flow. It's actually not. It's something totally different. You want birds to be able to fly underwater. You want love to trump power. You want humanity to relate to each other as equals and to recognize the sacredness in you and in the world around you. You want to unleash the beauty that hides in even the ugliest of scenes or sentiments. You want to make possible what others say cannot be. You are a radical dreamer, a sacred rebel, and you bring the light of a more positive future to this world. So the things that you want in life, this is why you're here. This is truly why you are here. You want these things not because they're impossible, because you are here to help bring them into reality. There's a reason you desire this. This can have its burdens. Deep within you, you may feel you don't really fit in with the rest of the world. Perhaps your sense of how things can be and how they really are is so different from more fearful hearts that you are rarely received for what you offer. This might make you feel frustrated. The universe so loves you for your unusual take on things, for the quirkiness in you that dares to honor that which is different and renders the impossible possible. You must never, ever lose your unusual ways and become dry, serious, appropriate, and conventional, not even for appearance's sake, for that would make you lose your essence. You are here to show that life is about so much more than conventional success. Do you guys see how this is the theme in tonight's reading? You are here for more than conventional success. It does not mean you cannot be successful. It doesn't mean you won't earn money. It doesn't mean you shouldn't earn money. You absolutely should. It just means there's nothing wrong with you if you're breaking forth a new path. If you're breaking generational norms, conditions, limiting beliefs, curses. This oracle comes with a special message for you. You are someone who lives and breathes in the depths of creative waters. You need to lose yourself in the flow of music, nature, dreams, imagination, and fantasy, art and literature, meditation, and in sensual surrender to the sacred waters of the ocean, the river, the lake, or the bathtub. You must go against the grain. Normally, these cards are like, oh, you're resisting, right? Like, oh, you need to go and flow with the universe. Actually, by going against the grain of this denser, heavier earth energy that we face at times, being here on this planet, yes, there's beauty and joy in earth, but you know what I mean? Like the collective and some of the harsher things that we're facing as a collective, you're going against that norm. You are not one of the followers, but one of the agitators. Yours is not a force of disrespectful chaos. You are a loving catalyst. You're the person that comes into the room and makes everyone feel good. And by simply being yourself, you constantly remind people that there's always another way. This oracle comes with the particular guidance. You are meant to be exactly as you are. You are meant to be the black sheep or the rainbow sheep, however you would call it. The daring butterfly spirit calling to the caterpillars, that is you. The price you pay for the gift of individuality is that you must care for it and guard it so you're not dulled down and conditioned into playing it being something you're not. If it's happened or threatening to happen, this oracle brings you comfort. You will always dream of birds that fly underwater. You'll always dream of things that other people think are impossible. You know that the true nature of your being can never be changed. At most, it could only be hidden for a while, and you wouldn't be the true self that you are. Now, also, just so you know, this doesn't mean you can't take a conventional career or something that makes sense for you or your family. That's 100% not what this means. It just means that you're always going to have that spark about you. You're always going to be, maybe people call you the optimist or things like that, where it's like, yeah, I am a little different, but that doesn't make me naive. It's actually the truth. And I spark joy in others through that. You know the true nature of your being can never be changed. Now is the time to accept who you are. Allow your truths to be freely expressed. Don't worry about the effects of going against the grain. Are you, I know that you have gifts, Melody. Have you like considered sharing these more? Just even if it was like something on Facebook, or do you feel any trepidation around that? When we are who we are in truth, we attract the support, protection, and energy that we need to thrive. Your power comes from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not with the general consensus. You will then find other dreamers, other wild butterflies, and atypically colored sheep like me to join you in conjuring better visions for our world. Say the following aloud. I honor myself. I honor the truth that I express through my very being. I accept the protection that I am offered so I may go against the grain from a place of love and as an invitation for others to be open to life. So be it. Yay! That made me just feel really good. Let's see. Let me know if that resonates. Okie dokie. Now we have Patty Ann. Hi, as you're hopping on, let me know if you would like a card pull tonight. I'm loving these messages of being unapologetically ourselves, following our intuition, not trying to stay into the confines of society and limiting beliefs. However, I do want to share that 100% do not be hard on yourself. It's very, very easy to come back to the biological mind that wants to fit in, that wants things to be easy, that wants us to be in a group and to just be accepted, because that goes back to our primal instincts of I will be safe. And for me, whenever I fear rejection or I'm doing something wrong or people won't understand me, it really comes back to a place of I'm going to be alone, and it sounds very morbid, so I apologize, but I'm ultimately going to die because I won't be a member of the tribe and I'll be rejected. It goes back to a space of I won't be safe. And that's normal. That's a part of our human conditioning, our ancestral conditioning. Yes. Okay. So I'm feeling like the message is, and this is what Christy told me when I started to go to her and discover this, the message is stepping more into your gifts. That doesn't mean do something you're not comfortable with. Listen to your intuition, but know that, I feel like you're being called in that way because I feel like you have a lot of people that need your help and need your assistance and need your light and joy. So, very exciting. Say hi as you're hopping on, everyone. Let me know if you would like a card pull. Patty Ann. Faith in the process. Okay. So, faith in the process. No matter how powerful we are, how much courage and strength that we have. There are times when we can't quite move ourselves along to the next phase of life or creative exploration. At such times, we need some divine intervention, a little help in pulling our trolley along. When we are at the edge of our own limits, we might be left with only our spiritual power, that of faith. And fortunately, that is more than enough. As unlikely as it may seem, the invisible help from the universe is often more powerful than the physical efforts of 1,000 men. That is because the universe help is not limited by physical laws. That is, it can shift, bend, and move in ways that defy limitation. It can affect, evoke, and influence situations through invisible but undeniably persuasive means. You are in a situation where you can't set right the course of events all by yourself. So it's like I said earlier, take any situation you're thinking about in your life right now. Maybe it's money, maybe it's relationships, maybe it's you're looking to move. There's something that we all have in our lives right now that is probably the major focus. It's the part of our mind that would like to resolve the issue. Basically, everything could be pretty much perfect, and our mind would find one spot that would fixate because that's how it works. Let me focus, and if I focus hard enough, I can resolve this problem, right? And this is just saying to you, in whatever spot you are currently focusing on, you need to ask for universal support and help. And if you have already started to do that, or if that's a part of your process, it's confirmation that you need to keep along this path. This is not an indication you've done something wrong, nor does it suggest you're not strong enough. It's a sign there's something bigger unfolding in your life, and your willpower will be supplemented by the power of life itself. Sometimes a bigger plan needs to manifest for the benefit of humanity and the earth. You need to shift your perspective to realize you are a part of the greater unfoldment of life, so your individual life serves the greater plan, and you are not separate from its genius. The genius of the creative collective lives within you. It lives within all of us. This is what is happening now. You happen to be instrumental to the greater plan, and as such, you need to accept your position while also being empowered and protected as you make personal progress in your role in that grander scheme. This is a time for humility and trust. You need complete faith in the processes that are happening right now. There is nothing to worry about. You will be moved most fully and easily and with the most grace and assistance through your faithful surrender. Reminds me of the Serenity Prayer. I don't know if that means anything to you, Patty, or anyone on this call, but that, like, if you're kind of like, okay, it makes sense, but I don't really know how to go about this, Serenity Prayer. Ironically, it is through complete surrender and total faith that we become the most empowered. When we are no longer trying to impede the perfection of the greater plan, we can be aligned with and moved by the process. Having faith in the benevolence of life rather than harboring the suspicion that life is seeking to catch us out. For me, I have this limiting belief I've been working on within myself of I'm somehow going to get in trouble. And it's that inner child that's like, oh, I'm going to do the wrong thing and I'm going to get in trouble. And it's a part of ourselves that needs comfort, because when we were young and we did something wrong, it was like the repercussion. That is not the universe we live in. The universe we live in is the most kind and loving and accepting parent in the entire world. And it wants you to not only succeed, but thrive and feel so happy in life. We can relax a little when we know that. Having faith in the process gives you space to be curious about what is taking place and to relax enough to be open to what we are most in need of. Because the more we're so fixated, we can't see the assistance. We're so fixated, we're not seeing the assistance that the universe is offering us. The guidance from this oracle comes direct from the greater source of life itself. There is now an opportunity for you to be moved from the situation you're currently in to the next chapter in your life story. You can't do it on your own. It's too big of a shift. It needs the grace of life to intervene on your behalf. You will need faith. You may feel as though things are falling apart a little bit, or the wheels are coming off the trolley or the car, and you're like, what's happening? Like, what's going on? But you must also understand that the voice of life is now coming straight to your heart with this message. I have resources you know not of. It is safe to trust in my ways and in my wisdom, for I love you and I am guiding you into all that is rightfully yours. Know that what is rightfully yours is what your heart truly desires, and you need not fear loss. Nothing that is meant to come to you will be denied, and it is safe for you to let go and allow me to move you. It's like I always say, anything that is for you is not going to pass you by. You're not going to take a misstep. You're not going to do something wrong. Everything is lining up for you that is meant to line up for you. Yay, serenity prayer, yay. Yeah, I'm really feeling like that will help you through whatever you are looking to bring into your life. It's not through the analytical mind. It's through allowing source to guide the way. Say aloud, I now ask that all disappointing experience of the past that have led me to believe that life is not trustworthy, or that faith is a silly or immature way to deal with life, be released from my mind, body, and heart. I ask for help to accept that I can and will attract all that is needed into my life at the perfect time and in the perfect way. I ask to be empowered to absolutely receive all that can assist me with gratitude and without guilt or shame. In doing so, I dedicate myself to be a clear, loving, open channel for the flow of life. I know the benefit in doing so is not limited to me, but will flow so that life can benefit others through me. I trust in this now through unconditional love, so be it. And it says you can repeat that prayer daily. So feel free to come back to this video. You can go to WLFEDB.com. You can go to their YouTube page, or you can come directly to my personal page here and come back to this video. We're about an hour, 3 minutes in. Repeat that every day. So that is powerful. Let's see. Yes, another comment. Let's see. Let me know if that resonates, Patty. Let's see. Oh, Miffy, hi, gorgeous. If you're still watching, I'm sorry that some comments aren't coming through on my StreamYard side. It's this very bizarre thing. So Carla says, I'm ready to play. It's almost summer vacation, less stress, more fun. It's been such a crazy year. I'm ready for some calm, relaxing time at our cottage with our family. Yes, 100%. That is what you need right now. Yes, good. I'm glad, of course. Yeah, I'm really feeling, let me know if you want a session on releasing control. It's something the analytical mind will just come in so strongly and say, this has happened before in the past. There's something wrong with you. There's something that we're doing wrong. We're playing out cycles. I do it as well. It's like the mind looks for what's wrong with us. And in actuality, there's nothing wrong with us at all. And so continue to remember that and surrender into faith as much as you possibly can. Let's see her. Yes, I think that Melanie, did you just comment that about the baby? I just wanted to make sure. Let's see here. Yes, okay. Yes, no. Oh, you're hospitalized? I didn't know that, my love. I'm so sorry. I have been avoiding not avoiding, but I really don't look at Facebook messages very often when I'm on those threads. So, yes, of course, I will pull a card for you on that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, I'm sending you so much love right now. Okay, so an advice card for Melody as she's led towards healing. Anyone that's watching right now could send good vibes to Melody. And her baby. What does Melody need to know right now? Is there any guidance that you can provide her during this time? Melody, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Oopsie. Let's see, breathe. Oopsie, wrong book. So we got breathe. So I'm really feeling patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, and trust, connecting deeply to your breath. I know that it must be incredibly difficult right now. Connecting to breath, maybe doing a count that's like breathe in for 4, hold for 4, release for 4, or just doing a count that's breathing in and out, listening to a meditation on YouTube to connect to a place of relaxation, calmness, health, vitality. We got soulmates, harmonious relationships, love, friendship, companionship. So you're very, very, very supported right now. Yeah, you have a very, I feel like you have an amazing partnership with your husband. You are in the presence of a soulmate come to guide you home to the real you. And then 50, no place like home. Feeling at home. I just feel like right now you're not like it's talking. So it came up reversed. There's times when what is familiar and known is not the best choice. Human beings are memory driven creatures, and we all look for certainty for what we know, even if the qualities we seek in other people are expressed in unhealthy ways. Choose something unfamiliar and trust you will find a new normal that supports your spirit. Interesting. I'm going to pull an animal message too. I'm 100% feeling the breath. I'm 100% feeling like you are supported. I'm 100% feeling like your guides are with you right now. Is there one card that we can give to Melody for some comfort, guidance, love? What does she need to know tonight? God, source, spirit, universe. Ooh, you got the humpback whale. music, essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. So once again, feeling the listening to a beautiful meditation, calming, relaxing music, surrendering as much as possible. There's a reason why the Serenity Prayer came up tonight on our call, so utilizing that. Music is essential to your healing. In order to diagnose their patients, one of the questions that shamans often asked was when the patient stopped singing. If it had been quite some time, the shaman was certain to recommend singing as an essential aspect of recovery. The fullness and rhythm of your breathing, the opening of your mouth and jaw, and the soulful and creative expression of your spirit serves to enhance your health and raise your vibrations. Similarly, playing an instrument gets you in touch with that. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I just simply listening with your full attention to your favorite tune or melody can also inspire and heal. And it makes, the second I saw that, oh my gosh, it's 111. I just thought of Melody. So your guides are definitely with you. You can breach the inhibitions about expressing yourself musically when you've acquired over the years in some very simple and easy ways. Let the magical child inside help you rediscover the joy of creating music. Dive in and play. Oh, good. Yeah, the other cards, I really felt breathe, and I really, really felt support. And I feel like you're not at home right now, which makes sense. But this one felt just an incredible healing, and the different signs from your guides, just even in that description and like the magical child inside of you. I know this must be very difficult and much easier said than done, but anything you can do to relax, anything you can do to just calm yourself, calm your body, and connect to faith and trust, and that you're just never alone. So beautiful. And I'm sending you so, so, so much love. Feel free to message me if you'd like. Happy to chat. And thank you everyone for watching tonight. This was amazing. I love this every single time I come on. Let me know if I can help in any way at all. That's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. And of course, follow, subscribe, WLFEDB Radio on Facebook, on their YouTube page, and join Rock Your Fear. Follow me on YouTube, Lindsay, I believe it's Lindsay Anamika on YouTube. And so happy to connect. I hope you have a beautiful night. And remember who you are, have been, and will always be your beautiful expression of yourself, your light, and your essence in this world. Sending you so, so much love. Of course.
Thank you so much for joining Card Pulls and Coffee with Lindsay. Every episode is a joy sprung from a tree of life. We hope you'll join us next Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Remember to share and like and follow. Until next week, let the stars you follow keep you safe.
You've been listening to WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.